cloud giants like AWS and Google Cloud have dominated the infrastructure market for years, but now Gaia proposes a decentralized model. Could you explain how Gaia fundamentally differs from these centralized services, not just in architecture, but in its value proposition?
Certainly. While traditional providers operate vast, centralized data centers, GAEA leverages a global network of individual contributors' nodes who offer their spare computing power. This peer-to-peer approach can drive down costs, bypass single points of failure, and democratize access, making heavy-duty computing available to far more people.
That's a big shift. But does Gaia's flexibility really match up to the reliability and scalability enterprise users expect from established clouds?
It's a valid concern. Centralized clouds excel at consistency, but they're also rigid and often costly for smaller players. GAIA's model, if well orchestrated, can actually outpace traditional scalability by adding nodes organically. Think of it like a ride-sharing platform: more drivers, more rides. But it's still early days, so reliability under massive loads is yet to be proven.
So, in theory, Gaia could unlock computing for startups and innovators who'd otherwise be priced out or locked in. That's a compelling vision to carry into our next segment. Let's dig into the nuts and bolts. How does Gaia actually match workloads with available resources across its network?
GAA uses a scheduling layer sort of digital marketplace that assigns tasks to nodes based on supply and demand. Imagine an auction where compute jobs are matched to the most suitable resources, factoring in things like bandwidth, storage, or GPU power. Payment is handled with Gaia tokens, which incentivize participation.
That sounds efficient, but how does Gaia ensure fairness and quality? For instance, what stops a node from taking a job but under-delivering, or a consumer from gaming the system?
Great question. Robust reputation systems and smart contracts are key. Nodes build credibility over time, and penalties or rewards are automatically enforced. It's similar to how eBay rates sellers or how Uber rates drivers. However, designing these mechanisms to be tamper-proof and balanced is a challenge still evolving in GAIA's beta phase.
So the market-like dynamic is promising, but the ecosystem's integrity is still a work in progress. That leads us to its practical value. GAIA isn't just about theory. What are the most promising real-world applications, and how does it compare to competitors like Filecoin or Golem?
GAIA's strength is versatility. Beyond simple storage, Filecoin's special type can handle everything from scientific simulations to video rendering and training AI models. For example, a biotech startup could crowdsource global GPU power to run protein-folding algorithms without buying expensive hardware.
And what about decentralized gaming backends or machine learning workloads?
Exactly. Gaming studios could offload multiplayer computations to Gaia, reducing lag and costs. Machine learning teams, especially in underfunded regions, could access distributed CPUs and GPUs. Compared to Golem, which focuses on general computation, GAI aims to be more flexible and scalable, positioning itself as a core Web3 infrastructure layer.
It's clear Gaia could level the playing field, but only if it overcomes some tough hurdles. Let's explore those challenges next. Every innovation faces obstacles, and Gaia is no exception. What are the biggest risks to its adoption and sustainability?
At this stage, Gaia's greatest vulnerability is the so-called chicken and egg dilemma. Without enough providers, workloads lag. Without workloads, providers have no incentive to join. Balancing incentives via the Gaia token is crucial, but missteps could undermine both supply and demand.
And with heavyweights like Filecoin and Akash in the ring, does Gaia risk being crowded out before it even matures?
It's possible. Success may hinge on carving out a unique niche, perhaps, by excelling at high-performance workloads or integrating seamlessly with decentralized apps. Early adopters could benefit from network effects, but there's considerable risk, especially since Gaia is still in beta and hasn't faced real-world stress tests.
So for forward-looking innovators, GAIA represents a high-risk, high-reward beta-bold play in a rapidly evolving landscape. Only time will reveal if it becomes a backbone of decentralized computing or fades in a crowded field.